I found the need to discuss this because we know a lot of people who fall into online scams nowadays, and I have observed they like to target senior citizens. The reasons are the following. They are not savvy. They can click a link and they may not know of. Now, once they click that link, there is something that gives access to the information. They have also more time to answer calls, text messages, because the senior citizens are retirees, right? So they have more time. So from my experience, a friend on Facebook who is also a coworker in a local government unit asked my number. Few minutes later, an OTP was sent to my number, one-time PIN. He then asked me to text him the one-time PIN that was sent to my number. Good thing my daughter saw this message and replied, "We don't send OTP or one-time PIN to anyone." Later, we found out that my friend's Facebook was hacked. Number 3, they have a lifetime of savings. No, the scammers know about that. Their home, they own their own home and a promising credit score. Usually because the senior citizens have this back-to-back arrangement, no? It is funded, their access to credit card. The number 4 is senior citizens have or having health challenges, so their judgment can be affected. What do you expect? If you have high blood, do you have patience? Do you have time to think, to process information? And if you have high blood sugar or low blood sugar or other challenges. Number 5 is the senior citizen don't report being scammed because they don't want to be called incompetent, because sometimes when you reach a certain age, even it's true to myself, know that you try to prove that you are still alive, alert, enthusiastic, and you have attention to details. And sometimes it's an irritant, no, na you have to be assisted. But I think we really have to recognize that. So what are the common scams for senior citizen that we need to know? Grandparent scam. That's number 1. The grandparent scam is a type of social engineering attack in which fraudsters, no? The scammers or fraudsters claim the victim's grandchild is in trouble. Imposters pretending to be the police call and say that their grandchild has been in an accident or involved in a crime. Scammers will then ask their targets to take out large sums of money or take a wire transfer to save their grandchild. Number 2 is government imposter scams. How it works? In this senior scam, fraudsters contact older people claiming to be representatives from a well-known government agency. This could include Medicare, the Internal Revenue Service, the Social Security. For example, early this year, there was a text message circulating that senior citizens who have National Commission, no, for senior citizen will be given a cash incentive. Good thing I have a contact number with the NCSC commissioner, so thanks to Hope Fernandez Mendoza, because he's also a friend of that NCNC, National Commission on Senior Citizen Commissioner. And I verified it while my senior citizens were listening during our meeting. And it's not true. And they're even asking the National Commission on Senior Citizen that the public, the netizens, help them also, no, to prevent this kind of spread of misleading informations that would also victimize the senior citizen. Then elder financial abuse. How it works? Elder financial abuse happens when someone knows and trusts. No, the elderly knows and trusts. Like a family member, a close friend, or caregiver try to gain access to senior savings, credit, or assets. They would trick their victim into signing over access or power of attorney. Or they might even threaten to withhold care if they don't receive access. So the red flag indicator, an elderly parent or grandparent has an unexpected financial struggles and asks for solicitations or donations. I have a direct knowledge and experience about this. There was a elderly relative who was sick, and somebody was texting message that, this is in need of money because in the hospital, the medicines and all the stuff and the food and the caregiver has to be generated. So later on, when I tried to verify that particular relative, if she personally saw the situation of the patient, of a relative, and she said she was not aware, she was not there. How many times did you visit? How many times were you aware? And then, but they were already soliciting funds, no? So it's quite sad. The other thing is that because that particular relative also signed up a special power of attorney, so what happened is that the property of that elderly, because no, she failed to give clear instructions. So the relative guardians also transferred her property in the name of the children of that particular. And then it was also very sad because she was not really taken care of. Everything was taken advantage. And it happens in the hands of the relatives. No, then number 4 is false investment scams. No, how it works. It is an investment scam. Criminals pose as prudent financial advisors. Then they call and announce what it appears to be a lucrative investment opportunity. However, this is an attempt to extract transaction fees, still investment from the targets. What are the red flag indicators? They promise high returns with little risk involved. No investment is 100% safe or can guarantee returns. The advisor uses high-pressure sales tactics to get an act quickly and without doing due diligence. I have a very direct also information or experience about this. It happens to a government official. She is a respected government official, which later she shared her experience. When she retired, so there was really knowledge in the bank that she had received a good sum of money in her account. And it happens, it's a bank employee because they have access to that. But the transaction of the investment scam was outside the bank. So she was lured to invest her money and she later lost her retirement fund. But she did not tell the children and the family about it. But God just tried to really save her. She had a consultancy work that is also equivalent or more than equivalent to her retirement fund. So later time, she has the courage to tell the children and the family what actually happened to her retirement fund. So, these false investment scams, sometimes they would really have the profiling already of who are these about to retire and who would estimated, and then they would really solicit, no? And also sweepstakes and elderly lottery scams. So how it works, fraudsters reach out to an elderly victim and claim that they won a contest, lottery or sweepstakes, that they never entered. But to receive the winning, they will need to pay upfront fees and taxes and supply their banking information for the transfer. So this is also something. And I personally, over the years, I have received a lot of text messages regarding this matter. So it's quite very alarming, how they try to really spread all this and try to bait possible victim. So just a side note, Ask Mamilu is also available on TikTok and Instagram. You can also scan my QR code to get the latest updates on my social media. Then number 6, how it works. Romance scams. In this type of elder fraud, scammers create fake personas on dating apps or social media to lure their targets. Con artists will research you online and use details that you have shared publicly to entangle you. Once they establish a rapport, scammers begin to request money, often in the form of gift cards, travel expenses, or healthcare costs because, they are sick or members of the family is sick. And we can even see that in Facebook. There are already accounts of stories of these romance scams involving the senior citizens. So Ask Mami Lou is also available on YouTube. So please like and subscribe if you want to support this advocacy. So thank you for not skipping the ads. Any comments? So what can a senior citizen do to prevent from being scammed? One, you need to accept, or we need to accept, that we are no longer the same person as we are 20 to 30 years old, and we need help when it comes to this matter. Number two, make your transactions offline most of the time, if possible. Talk to your bankers when you make a transaction or send money to your account. No, they have a special window for us, and they are also trained to engage with us. You know, so, I lost my ATM card. I went to the bank for replacement, and you know, the bank employee, they asked me, "Ma'am, do you know how much is in the bank? How many transactions did you made?" And then they facilitated that. So you know, this is also special training in the bank. So in the event that your bank cannot assist you, I think you have to find another bank. Really. No, because we have special needs, and we are also a vulnerable group that has to be served or to be catered by the banking institutions. Then number three, exercise discernment to get better judgment. One thing that can help me in my thinking from my experience is meditation. Really, I tell you. There are a lot of meditation techniques out there, but I practice the pranic healing meditation techniques. You know, from the meditation of twin hearts and those meditations being done, you know, in our practice as Arhatic Yogi practitioner. So the Mindanao Pranic Healing Center is available nationwide and even abroad. So you can just take them. No, there is also an online meditation in the evening. So you really have to have meditation, because sometimes we have to, how do you call that? We have to experience stillness, because there are a lot of distractions, a lot of concerns, there are a lot of worries, anxieties, that sometimes all these dark energies will try to overpower us, no, as senior citizen. So for me, I was able to function function relatively well, because you know, meditation is part of my morning exercise, no. So the Pranic Healing Center, no, is also available nationwide, both offline and online, face to face. There is also, just like here in Davao City, we have every Saturday, no, there is an orientation, healing, and meditation session at the Mindanao Pranic Healing Center. Number four, health challenges affects our thinking and judgment call. Really? Because as I mentioned, if you have high blood pressure, you have kidney problems, you have diabetes, so it affects our energy and even the function of our brain. So it's about time to invest on your health, really. So for me, in my case, I take omega-3, something organic, omega-3. No, the source is not in the deep sea fishing, because the omega-3 is also vitamins for the heart, the eyes, and the brain. Then calcium and B vitamins every day. So no excuse. Food supplements a day can keep the scammers away, plus meditation practice, plus our healthy lifestyle. So it really helps us. So we really have to address our health issues in order for us to function and to prevent from being attracted to these situations. Then number five, the reason why we are lured to scam, because senior citizen is experiencing loneliness, grief, aloneness. Our children and grandchildren is away. They have their own lives to take care. They have also their own families to take care. They have their own problems to take care. And sometimes we just feel alone. So the social media has become our outlet for loneliness, right? Mga ka-seniors, you need to go out and become part of the community. Find a new circle of friends, new interest, hobby like gardening, and even dancing. You know, dancing is a communication to your body and also a communication to your soul. So that's why I'm really very active in advocating that this our weekly Zumba would be always a regular service to our senior citizens. And I hope we will expand, no, because the younger ones are having this Zumba, but the senior citizens, we really have to increase our numbers, and those not so senior come and join us, because loneliness and sometimes a short conversations, no, a coffee and a snacks, no, banana or bread after the session can really ease us and can make us give us some happy hormones, right? So that is the reason why you are still facing your cell phone, then you would be possibly be victimized, no? Then also, ka-seniors, refrain from oversharing in your social media, because scammers are lurking there to prey their victim, because there are a lot of information naman na it's not worth sharing to the public, no? Sometimes even my best friend at my kuya would remind me, what are you doing? No, it's none of the business of these people to know about it. So we really have to also thank those good feedback. So for us also, it's a red flag. We have some friends who we seems to be oversharing or overwhelmed with certain emotional conditions. So we'll just have to cheer them up and remind them. No, so at least we have to be aware always. Then, to prevent other relatives take advantage of your hard-earned money and assets, make your last will and testament now. Really, that is how to prevent. You have to do it, especially those who live alone or those who are not married, no, and then you have to make it clear, the last will and testament, because there is a legal process for those remains of your estates to be distributed by the legal heirs. But if you have the last will and testament, it is the legal basis. It is the final order. And even how are you going to be taken care of, no, during and after. So really, no, because relatives, I have even, as he said, some cases in my work with DSWD, because the ATM is already in the grandchildren's management. And then also, I think we have also some of my classmates, no, has to help our teacher, because she is a retiree and very sickly, and then it's under the care of the, how do you call that, the relatives, and then she is not well taken care of. So really, really important, no? It's not morbid to make your last will and testament. Then number 8, encourage open communication with your family. Your family should know how to access your accounts and passwords. It should not be private, because we tend to be forgetful. Truly for me, I forget basta numbers na, no? So if you own if your own family cannot help you, maybe you can conduct online transactions in your computer. Remember, you conduct online transactions in your computer, not on your cell phone. So I think you don't need also to use the mga high-tech cell phone, because you don't have online transactions. So if you have to have your Facebook, your Messenger, that could be more preferably on your computer, not on your cell phone. That's only a suggestion. Okay? So always be suspicious on any unsolicited call or text before making any drastic decisions. Always call a friend. Yes, I have received several friend requests, and I will check this is the friend, because I don't know this person. So then they would give me feedback, and sometimes I have to really verify more, no? So we have to take time, not just click. Sometimes the account of our friend has already been hacked, and then there is this friend request. So we have to be very, very suspicious. It's okay to be suspicious or cautious. Okay? So then, I would like to share this information. Our Philippine News Agency, the National Telecommunications NTC Region 1 Legal Officer Annie Minelli Maningling said, to avoid falling victim to these scams, the best approach is BIRD. B-I-R-D. BIRD stands for these 4 simple steps. 1. Block, ignore, report, and delete. You can leave this note on your phone, computer, even at the door to remind yourself, because we forgot. So BIRD, No, remember, word for today is bird. Block, ignore, report, and delete. Okay, so number 10 is report fraud and scams. Again, don't feel embarrassed about it. Anyone can be scammed at any age. You can report the scammer to the National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, Cybercrime Division, or to the Philippine National Police, PNP, Anti-Cybercrime Group. You can also file a complaint with the Department of Justice Cybercrime Office. So do not be afraid. So do you have any tips we can add on? What do you think will be the good topic for the next episode? We will try the best that we can also to provide this information because we have to take care of our elderly and senior. You know, these persons, including myself, has given the best part of our life to serve our family, to serve our community, and to serve our country. So at this point in our life cycle, when we become vulnerable, we also would like to ask you to help us and also to pray for us that we would have also the humility to accept that we are just like also little children. No? There are a lot of things that we do not know. There are a lot of things that we could be placed in a situation where we have no more control because of our physical, mental, emotional situations. Okay, so that ends our Ask Mami Lou episode 17. Scammers targeting senior citizen, big time, and how to prevent this. So always find the courage to ask for help. There is still a lot of good people out. You just need to find them.